I think, what we're discussing here is the functionality of GSOC. I think it's a critically important issue. It wasn't just us saying that, or members of the public here, although many of us would say that, but the United Nations Human Rights Committee also expressed concern at the functioning of GSOC and made the point that Ireland should proceed with strengthening this organisation. So I would view this measure in part as a step in that direction. I think over the last number of years, and under the auspices of the three present commissioners, obviously one has just left, there have been some excellent initiatives taken whereby the actions of these people have actually succeeded in bringing into the public domain the intransigent nature of their relationship with senior members of Garda Síochána. They have been forced into the unprecedented position of publishing their report into the Boylan affair and indeed their annual reports, which highlighted in no uncertain terms how senior members of the Gardaí were blocking their efforts to do their job as an Ombudsman Commission. And, I think the reality is it's a dysfunctional organisation, GSOC. Many of the people who work in it believe that it was set up to fail, and you couldn't possibly look at the way it's been set up and come to any other conclusion. And in actual fact, the Minister's proposals here don't address that either. It's still going to be dysfunctional and toothless if this bill goes through as well. So I actually think that a move to one commissioner would be a step in the right direction. I mean, I have to say I am disappointed that the Minister isn't here herself. I'm disappointed at her lack of interest in police reform. I'm disappointed in the fact that I sought to get answers with regard to the GSOC commissioners in parliamentary questions since Christmas, particularly in light of the resignation of the chairman, Simon O'Brien. And I've asked the Minister on two separate occasions whether she could assure me that the reason for the retirement of the outgoing chairman, who was personally overseeing a number of very, very sensitive cases, including ones involving Garda whistleblowers with very serious allegations against senior management, obviously cases which have big implications for senior members of the Gardaí. And could the Minister assure me that Simon O'Brien's resignation had nothing got to do with these cases and that she discussed the matter with him? The Minister hasn't answered these questions, and I do think they're relevant to the debate that's before us today. As Deputy Wallace said, we have on a number of occasions met the GSOC commissioners. Ourselves and Deputy McLaughlin were the only ones at the committee the first time they came in, which was about maybe 2 years ago or 18 months ago. They'd never been in the House at all, and the briefing they gave that day to the Petitions Committee was quite shocking in terms of the difficulties that they've had. Obviously, they've been on record subsequently as saying that the relationship improved somewhat, but I think we'll be dealing later on with the fact that that isn't really the case. So I think this is a good measure. I don't see any reason why the Minister would oppose it, and I would echo the point that Deputy Wallace is making. We're not talking about people who are in that position now losing their jobs or anything like that. It would be a reconfiguration, if you like. I mean, if the Garda Commissioner has two Deputy Commissioners, I don't see why the GSOC Commissioner couldn't have two deputies either. If nobody's the boss, it's hard to get clarity in these situations.